Hey guys, what's up?
Take my picture, Hollywood!
No shoes, no shirt, and I still get service. Why?
If you're like ever lost, just like don't go out, go in.
This is the story about a man named Trevor, though that's not his name anymore. You see, Trevor is now Trevi. Let me explain. Trevi became a figure on YouTube back in 2008. He was just this flamboyant little kid capturing it all on camera for you to see.
Once upon a time, few mistakes ago. Just kidding. Oh my gosh, my nudes!
And you're not seeing that. Over the next decade, he lived his life under the eye of the online microscope. That's a lot of stress for a teenager. He changed a lot, but not like most people. In his most recent video, he told us that he is no longer Trevor, but Trevi. You see, Trevor has transitioned from being a man to a woman. So from this point forward, I am going to refer to Trevi as a woman. Though this change was not the first to impact Moran's life. Far from it. Though to see how that happened, we need to take a Bill and Ted Excellent Adventure back in time to 2008, where it all began. With videos just like this.
Hello, we're in the Apple Store.
But what can I say? Kids got moves. At the age of 10, none of these things were on her mind when she started posting videos on the internet like this.
Hi, Trevor. And I'm doing an Apple Store dance. Yes, I am.
Like a lot of kids posting online, she wanted fame. Although most never achieved this, Trevi found it very early. Thousands and thousands of views. She took it like a fish onto water and started posting more and more Apple Store videos, with each one of them gaining exposure, views, and attention. So you may ask, what does a child do with such newfound fame? Well, naturally, start a group channel with other young internet stars. In 2009, Trevi, Ricky Dillon, JC Kalen, Connor Franta, and a few other young misfit kids started a group called Our Second Life, though fans may know it as O2L, where they got into all kinds of shenanigans. It was a good time. Not for the house, though. I'm sure it's not that bad. Oh. And they all lived happily ever. Whoa, whoops, wrong script. Now, if you followed any of the more recent group channels such as Team 10, FaZe Clan, Hype House, or E-Boys, you can see that this is truly a brilliant platform to cross-promote each other's content on each other's channels as well as together. Unfortunately though, sometimes, like with many group endeavors, they happen to have some very keen similarities. Members join, they're happy, they have highs and eventual lows, houses get trashed, and then one by one, each member slowly fizzles out. And even though they said, this is not goodbye, yeah, no, it was. But you see, for Trevi, this group was just merely a launching point. Before O2L disbanded, Trevi did something that not a lot of online media celebrities could do successfully. That is, cross the barrier of the online into the mainstream. Moran garnering more attention when she tried to audition for a show called X Factor. A show which later Moran would actually go on to criticize. But this is where things get a little bit funky. Singing LMFAO's Sexy and You Know It, a feeling that I definitely don't understand, but Trevi has endless amounts of. A song which I will not play because I'm sure as hell gonna get copyrighted. The moment she walked on stage, Simon Cowell immediately disappointed.
You get one chance at this, Trevor, so you're gonna nail it.
You better do well, Trevor, otherwise I will live off your human soul. A song that she didn't even get to pick, but still stole the show. I mean, look at this stage presence. You go, girl. Did Simon just smile? Oh my god, the Mayans foretold it, but I didn't believe it. But did Trevi have the X Factor? Sadly, no you didn't. Moran received
4,327 yeses.
Wow, that is way higher than average. But was later eliminated during the boot camp phase of the show. However, she handled this like a champ. You see, because this moment was the one that would ultimately change her career forever. Do you ever notice how in a bunch of these competition shows, the winners almost never go as far as some of the losers? Well, that was the case for Moran, who in the following year released her first single, Someone, and in the same year another one, The Dark Side, not to be confused with Star Wars, but it did hit number 25 in the charts, which for someone from the online world is a massive feat. You see, music, which in some fashion had started her career, was now her full-time gig. But underneath all of this success was a feeling. One that Trevi was not expressing fully. At least not in words. That is until she did.
I'm gay!
for which there were no surprises. Okay, good, so she wasn't beating around the bush. I guess that's the end of it. Well, keep watching. Trevi throughout her career has been very good at being transparent about who she is to her audience. You see, with Moran, this truth is an ever-evolving story. If you go to Trevi's YouTube and look through her catalog of videos, you'll notice that by the end of the 2010s, you see an evolving difference in her appearance. One that would later become clear in a 2017 video called My Gender. In the face of the Caitlyn Jenner transformation that was consuming the news, Moran began to think.
And I'm thinking in my head, and it's, it's everywhere, all over the news, everything with, Caitlyn Jenner. I start thinking to myself, I'm like, what if that's what's going on with me? Maybe the reason why I don't feel, fulfilled is because, I'm not in the right body.
See, although Trevi was experiencing all of these positive things in her life, eventually a string of events would lead to a much darker place. All starting with the unexpected death of her manager.
I met a manager. Her name was Angelica Cobb. She basically discovered Katy Perry. She's amazing. Everything was great and dandy, but she got diagnosed with cancer. So she had to stop managing me just to take care of herself, which I completely understand. By the end of 2018, she ended up passing away. That was the first time someone so close to me died. So I just started to cover it up, and I just started to drink and drink. I did not want to come to face with my problems.
And as if this wasn't bad enough.
And then in May, my little nephew got hit by a car on his bike and died. May, all the way up to recently, it's just been hiding. I've just been hiding. I don't know if I was drinking this much because I wanted to feel something or to not feel something, because I'd find myself crying, but then I'd find myself laughing, but I couldn't stop because I wanted to escape these thoughts that I had.
Now, checking into rehab, she began to work on herself and try and learn to accept everything that was going on around her. Which I'm sure you can imagine in this situation is much easier said than done. There was without a doubt going to be an immense struggle, the struggle eventually manifesting itself in a relapse. Moran updating us on the situation.
Recovery is messy. It was just me on my couch with a bottle again. And it starts very, very slow. It goes 1 glass of wine a day. And then over 2 months, it progressed into a tequila bottle by my side. I'm in rehab again. And the last video I made, I didn't know much about the rehab world. I thought there was different types of rehabs, but no. Rehab is rehabilitation, and that was detox. Right now, I'm in rehab for the first time.
The rest of the video displaying a very emotional Trevi now recognizing the true demons she has to confront, if in fact she is ever going to get through this. Like many child actors out there, when you grow up living in the public eye, for instance, Jake Lloyd, who played Anakin Skywalker, or people like Macaulay Culkin, whose name I got right, please. When you grow up under that microscope, you are sure gonna have some scars. When you are like some of these other child actors who have gone on to experience immense amounts of struggle, you have to pick yourself up, look yourself in the mirror, and say, I am going to take charge. Yeah, I can't do this. Okay, but Trevi did, stating in the video that she wanted to take her bad situation and use it as a way for others to learn. Alright, that brings us to today. You see, a few weeks ago, Trevi had another huge announcement.
Hi, my name is Trevi Moran. I am a transgender female.
A video in which she recalls back to her 2017 struggle of trying to figure out who she is, not really being sure if she's transgender, not wanting to pull the plug and jump the gun, but today she does. Now realizing that everything she has gone through, everything that she has experienced, has led her to a point where she is ready to be who she was meant to be.
I am a transgender female.
The evolution of Trevor Moran is one that I'm sure a lot of people in the trans community can relate to. But to do it in the view of millions and millions of people, someone whose entire life was documented online, really exposes the raw reality that everyone, including Trevi, have to go through to find out their true identity. And this part of the story is just getting started. Well, she is currently working on a documentary about her journey, Trevi the Transition, which if it's out at this point and you're watching the video, I will have a link to it up in a card above. Trevi Moran, a whole new person, a whole new outlook on life, saying, if you're ever lost, just don't go out. Instead, go in. Go in and find yourself, because going out and distracting everything around you just defeats the purpose. Remember, I'm Ryan, and I'll see you in the next video.